A lot of people who have medical bills after an injury are facing the decision of bankruptcy. How does bankruptcy affect their injury case? Carl?
Well, it does have an effect. And in fact, we always counsel with our clients who we are representing on an injury. It does impact their financial well-being. You're out of work. You're getting medical bills that are staggering to imagine, and a lot of people do contemplate bankruptcy in that circumstance. The fact is, though, that we ask everybody who comes in if they're thinking about doing that to let us know, so we can set them up with somebody like Alex, and let him then guide them through the process. Or if the case warrants it, there are situations where we actually get them a loan from a reputable lender who will do it at a reasonable interest rate. We try to discourage them from going to the companies that advertise. I won't mention the names, but there are a number of companies that seek out parties who are in that situation and offer to make them a loan. And the interest rates are just, they're almost criminal. Somebody will borrow $2,000 and the case goes on for 2 or 3 years, and at the end of it, they wind up owing $10,000 or $12,000 on a $2,000 loan. So if they're in that situation, we try to find a lender that will make them a loan at an annual interest rate that is reasonable. And another reason we discourage bankruptcy in that situation is because once they file the bankruptcy, Alex, you can deal with this, but the civil damage suit that they have becomes a contingent asset, and the control of their lawsuit is basically given over to the trustee in bankruptcy, who then can make the decisions about whether or not to settle a case. In other words, they lose control of their own case. It goes to a trustee in bankruptcy. I'm sure you've dealt with that quite a bit, haven't you, Alex?
I certainly have. Walter Kelly, Blakey and Sanders is my senior partner boss, and he is a Chapter 7 trustee. And so I represent him sometimes. And it is an asset of the estate. I would disagree. We don't take over the case. It's always in your hands as the personal injury attorney. There's rarely been a settlement. I'm basically like, we trust you, especially if it's someone reputable like you are. We'll trust your judgment as long as they just update the trustee on the progress. But it just depends on the situation. It depends on the amount of medical bills. It depends on the extent of the injury. Sometimes it might even be beneficial to file bankruptcy. Sometimes it would be a bad idea. It's just like a lot of things, depends on the circumstances.